Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and you are listening to another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in one, two, three galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I would just call this show Online Marketing Moves. And we are coming to you live today. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very exciting show for you today. Today is Wednesday, July the 24th, 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some very exciting news. And in another week or so, okay, will be one of the best days in the last 3 years. This has become one of my favorite days. You know, I like to celebrate my wife's birthday. I like to celebrate my daughter's birthday. My birthday, not so much. But those are two birthdays that I like celebrating. I don't like celebrating birthdays very much, but when it comes to my wife and my daughter, I enjoy celebrating their birthdays. And my little baby will be 3 next week. It's a very exciting time. I'm excited. She's excited. She's been talking about her birthday for the last month and a half, because everybody around her has celebrated the birthday at her daycare. And my daughter's like, happy birthday, everything. She wants to watch happy birthday videos. She wants to, if you light a candle, she wants to, it doesn't matter if it's a candle for mosquitoes, if it's candles, just a regular candle, anything. She's like, let's blow out the candle. And then she'll say, happy birthday. So it's a very exciting time in this house. And I'm very happy and very thankful that me and my wife are able to enjoy our daughter on a regular basis. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am wearing these headphones today, so if I seem super loud, you have to forgive me. But normally, I do not wear headphones, but today I decided to try out these headphones. I bought these headphones a long time ago, and we here at Online Marketing Moves is trying to bring you the best product on the planet. So, we have the microphone, we have the headphones. We need the whole we got to have the whole gambit, because now, ladies and gents, as I told you before, Spotify, they stopped doing the free. You can't use the tools for free. So I've wisely invested into this Riverside studio and plumped down the money. And they have all this. You can record yourself on the camera. You can do the audio. You can do the transcript. So we are going to go about it every day and record and upload stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, as I told you last week, we're gonna roll out the website, but we had a snag in the. As I told you before, I was trying to transfer my website to Bluehost, and of course, for some reason, it said it was some kind of reason I have to contact GoDaddy. They rejected it or something like that. I don't understand. As I told you before, as I told you last week, you go on one of these platforms, just buy the domain right there and just do it all right there. So that way you won't have to deal with this headache, because as I told you before, for some reason I'll go to GoDaddy one day. I'm like, oh, this is a good domain, and I buy it. Then I'm like, I can't work this stuff on GoDaddy, and then I want to transfer to Bluehost, and it's always something, It's always something. But you never let things deter you that much, You know, one one thing about you know being one thing about being a failure, is you can have an excuse for anything. If you want to not make it in life, you could blame anybody, anything, anytime, any place. You will always find a reason why you didn't make it. To say, hey, why were you late? You know, it's like one time this when my mother-in-law was we used to have a nurse come, and they would be with my mother-in-law during the day, a caretaker. They would be with my mother-in-law during the day. And so one time we had this young lady working here, and she was like, "I'm driving to Minnesota. I'll be back on Monday." This is like a Thursday or something like that. And my wife said, "You driving to Minnesota or you flying?" And she said, "I'm driving." And I said, "Well, we'll probably see you on Tuesday because how are you gonna go all the way to Minnesota on a Friday and make it back in time on Monday? It's like 1,000 miles." And she was like, "No, no, 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 no. I'll be back." And of course, we saw her on Tuesday, and she came in Tuesday. And she said, "I would have got back, but they slowed me down. The people up there slowed me down, and the traffic up there slowed me down." No. How about you don't go to Minnesota on a Friday and expect to get back on a Monday? That's kind of nuts. I've drove to Minnesota before. It takes a lot. It takes a lot out of you, driving that far in one day. And so to say, "Yeah, I'm gonna drive up there Friday, and hang around Saturday, and drive back Sunday," it's a tall task, no matter what age you are. And so people love to make excuses. It's always something. It's always something. The dog ate my homework. I remember my brother. He was my brother. He was always coming up with a story. He always had a story. My mom would say, why are your grades why do your grades suck all the time? He would say, they just don't like me. Teachers just don't like me. Principal's out to get me. It was always they're out to get me. And my brother, he always had these excuses. We had the same teachers, and it was always a different result when it come to grades. My grades would be a little bit better than his, but he would tell you, see, he sucks up. So that's why he don't that's why he don't have them problems that I got. I just be minding my business. That's what my brother would say. All the time with this brother of mine. Always an excuse, always an excuse. And so, you know, um, that's just how it is with people. Um, we getting into the heart of the political um shenanigans for the next few months. Now that Joe Biden has dropped out of the race and Kamala Harris is taking over, they're gonna say, I saw this ad. I saw this ad, and you know, they Joe Biden dropped out of the race, and then Kamala Harris took over, and so they just spun it around. They didn't say, "Oh, Joe Biden's ruining this country." They go, Joe Biden is so old, he got dementia or something like that. And so Kamala Harris has been making deals behind the scenes. And look at what she's done for this country in the last 4 years. And it's like, uh, what kind of, it's like, the spinning game with people is crazy. The spinning game and the politics game is crazy. The spinning game with people with the excuses they use, it's crazy. Don't let that be you. Don't let's not be the group who always has an excuse. You t- you, you do things, you take chances. Sometimes you hit a home run, sometimes you strike out. It's just the way it is. You prepare yourself for the next time. It's not a big deal, but people don't be these. I remember my friend, my best friend in high school. His mom died when she was young, and he said, man, ever since my mama died, man, I started smoking, doing drugs. And I was like, my boy, you been doing drugs. You was doing drugs when your mama was alive, but living across the street from you. So I don't know if that's an excuse. And he didn't take too kindly to that. But it's just the way it is. It's just a fact. It's not like I'm, telling, making anything up. It's just a fact. And it's just, I don't know. I don't understand people. But you know how it goes. But excuses, excuses, excuses. Don't make a lot of excuses. Now, the last time you know, last time we done this podcast yesterday, we did this podcast. We talked about selling and things of that nature. Now, there's this book I've been reading. It's a like a 60-page book. It's not that long. It's called The Art of Money Getting or Golden Rules for Making Money by P.T. Barnum. It's only 60 pages, and I must say this is a very entertaining book. And P.T. Barnum is um, is a very colorful guy. And in the book, it said he was a businessman, an entertainer, a showman, and a scam artist. So I don't know what to think about the last part, the scam artist part. I had to look up. I had to do more research about P.T. Barnum. Like, what was he scamming? Because as you will know, there's plenty of scams out here these days. So I like the old scammers back in the day because they used to have to go. And now you can just scam on the internet, and you can hide, and you can use like hey you can go buy an article at Forbes and be like, I'm in the Forbes top 1,000 of online marketers as seen on Forbes, as seen on you can just pay like Yahoo and Forbes and all that to get articles, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But when if that's the only place you've been featured is things you got to pay for, then do you really know what's going on, or are you just paying your way to the top? And so, there's nothing wrong with publicity. There's nothing wrong with marketing, but you know, to hustle people out of money. I always tell my wife it's easier to sell people on the art of doing business than actually is doing business because as I told you before, if you listen to the show before about my wife, she ran a culinary school for a long time, and she didn't go to the Wharton Business School. She just got in there, hit the ground running and took off. But I told my wife, if you would have just did that for 3 months, most people would do that for 3 months, and then they would just go around selling courses for the next 30 years. And then it'd be 30 years later, they were still telling you, yeah, back when I was doing it, 2012, I did this, I did that, and 30 years of change. It's like, times have changed since then. So what have you done since then? I just teach. I don't do. So you have to be careful about that. You have to watch you know, who you're learning from. But this book is very interesting because it just talks about different rules on getting money, different philosophies and different ideas. But you know, one thing that you gotta do in order to get money. You gotta put yourself out there, and don't don't beat your head in. Don't think don't make an avalanche out of life and then say I need a big old I need something big to get things going. If you got a lot of debt, you just take it one day at a time. You don't go and you don't go and spend $400 on lottery tickets and thinking if I only hit this can erase all of my problems. Don't quite work that way. I wish it did, but it don't quite work that way. And it's all right, if you just figure out every day, what can I do? What can I do? Where can I go? What can I do to make money? Then you'll start making money. You start feeling better about yourself. You'll be like, hey, you're making money, we're creating things, doing things, and your money problems will start going away. The more money you make, the more you can take care of your money problems. Okay, don't gain more money problems by making more money because sometimes we start making more money and then we start spending more money. You make more, you spend more. Because I told you before when the first time I sold MLM business, I made my first sale. I got my pay on Friday. It was like $70. I probably spent $130 celebrating my $70. So doing things backwards, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's why I tell you these stories so you can learn from me. Learn what not to do. You can learn some things, but you can also learn what not to do when you listen to this program. All right. And so, ladies and gents, that is it. I know we talked about a lot. Okay. This was the mixed bag episode, but that's all right. We are here to learn and we are here to grow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, um, subscribe to the podcast, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that good stuff. We will have the website up and running in the next few days. I'll say few days, no more than a week. I'm hammering this thing out because you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. And so, ladies and gents, we'll be back tomorrow with all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rosano. Thank you for listening. God bless. And as always, everybody, peace.